Welcome back to another realistic rebuild. This time we are doing the Chicago Bears, one of the, at the moment, worst ranked teams in the league. This is due to a lot of departures in free agency and them having quite a few young players that are not as developed as maybe players from other teams are. In a realistic rebuild, I rebuild the team until we win a Super Bowl. I also delve into games themselves for a little bit of gameplay, and I just take my time, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 episodes, just always as long as it takes. The New York Jets took 5 episodes and the Houston Texans took 2 episodes. Let's see how long we spent with the Chicago Bears. I have simmed the team to the 2021 off-season, meaning we are in the free agency week. At the moment, in real life, it is April 2022. I've also loaded in the roster files, including all of the big trades from April 2022. So all the big trades are in here and are accounted for, so we can really start a realistic rebuild. We will be heading into free agency now and then into the draft. A realistic rebuild means that I'm not going to go after Superstar X Factor after Superstar X Factor, but I will rather be rebuilding the team in a realistic way, that the real life team would do it as well, from the draft but also from free agency. If you like these kinds of things, then please like and subscribe. This always helps the channel. Otherwise, just stay tuned or drop me a comment below on what you would like to see. And without much further ado, let's get started. Taking a look at our offensive line, we can see at first that there are a lot of points to be spent. I will be upgrading the players in a moment. But apart from that, when you look at it, it is actually a pretty solid team. There are a few very low-ranked players in here, like Mustafir here with around 64 overall, or Patrick with 65 overall, or Boram with a 62 overall. I reckon that after upgrades these players will be going up, so I expect them all to be in their 70s after the upgrades are done. The team overall is looking good. I can see a lot of star development traits. This means that these players will start improving at a quicker pace than at a normal dev trait. We have a few solid players like Darren Mooney. We have Montgomery here as our halfback. Of course, Justin Fields will be our franchise quarterback. I will not be switching around here. He's 23 years old. He has a star dev. I see no reason to move on from him. He has a very good rating. At the moment, he's the 29 ranked overall quarterback in the league in comparison with the other quarterbacks. His throw power is very good. Short accuracy is the best out of all of the accuracies, so I will have to keep that in mind. Apart from that, speed, acceleration, agility, change of direction are very good. He's not injury prone, which is always a positive, and he's very tough. He does have issues in carrying, trucking, stiff arm and strength, so when tackled it might be hard for him to hold on to the ball, but never mind. I am very confident that he will be a good franchise quarterback leading the Chicago Bears in the direction of the Super Bowl. Defense is a mixed bag, I would say. We have a few players in their 60s, like the strong safety over here, or cornerback 2, or even left edge and right edge. So these are positions that I will have to keep my eyes on. Other than that, we have very solid players, young players that will be developing over the next 1 or 2 years. They are on pretty cheap contracts as well. I did look at that, and that's a positive because it means that we will not be running into big issues with cap space. So I will be continuing this. I will not be handing out gigantic contracts unless it is for an absolute key player. but the majority will be very well-sized contracts for younger players that will be able to develop in the future. We did not have any first round picks this draft. We started in the second round. We began our picks in the second round with Cade Mays, a right guard from Tennessee, 23 years old, 67 overall. In the third round we picked right outside linebacker Aiden Kowalski, right side speed rusher out of UCF, 22 years old, 70 overall. In the fifth round we picked the quarterback, it's just a backup, Brady Cantrell, 22 years old, out of Kansas. He's a 63 overall, so nothing crazy. He will do nothing but slot in behind Justin Fields and just be there in case Justin picks up an injury. In the fifth round, number 10 pick, we picked up Marquise McIntyre, a strong safety hybrid out of BYU. He's a 64 overall. And in the sixth round, we went for Ash Ketchum, a halfback. He's a 62 overall out of Tulane. So most of these were complementary, like the halfback and the quarterback and our right outside linebacker. However, at right guard and at strong safety, we really needed players because we had other positions filling in there. Let's head over to the lineup and see how we will implement the new players. Right, looking at our roster heading into our first real season of 2022, we can see that a few players have gone up in overalls. I have slotted in our draft picks into the lineups. Some of them are only backups, like behind quarterback and halfback. But on defense, you will see that we are putting two of our rookies straight into the squad. At strong safety, it's McIntyre, and at left edge, it's Aiden Kowalski. One thing that I will bear in mind is that we do have one or two older players, and these might need to be switched at some point in time. Looking at the way that the Bears usually do it, or the way they're doing it at the moment, is I will be looking for younger players, bringing them into the fold and developing them, putting them into the squad with long-term contracts. We are now at a 79 offense, 80 defense, and a 79 overall. I do not expect us to make the playoffs straight away this season, but you know, miracles happen. So let's get going. I'm looking forward to the season. I'm looking forward to seeing the Bears play, looking forward to seeing what Justin Fields can do and developing him further. And so let's get going, and we will see each other again at the mid-season point. We're at the mid-season point of 2022. The Chicago Bears are currently sitting at the bottom of the NFC North with a 3-3. Let's take a quick look at those results. We started out with a win against the Giants, a close one at that, but nevertheless a win, we'll take that. Then a loss against the Dolphins, 17-34. Win against the Lions away, a loss against the Eagles away, a win against the Jets away, and then a loss against the Vikings at home. So it's a win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. Wow, if we continue to do this, then we should end with a 9-8 season. That's at least a positive. I don't know if it'll get us into the playoffs, but nevertheless, one can only hope. When we reach the playoffs, I will be simming games up until around the fourth quarter, and then maybe jumping in. And I've been thinking of maybe just playing the full Super Bowl if we do make it there. Arriving at the end of the 2022 regular season, our team has further developed into an 81 overall team. The standings put us at the end of the NFC North. We are at 4 wins and 13 losses. So after those 3 wins and 3 losses at the midseason, we only were able to win one more game and we lost 10 of the others. Let's take a quick look at the statistics here. These are always interesting and sometimes give an indication of what we might need to do here exactly. We're heading into the team stats first. Those should give us an idea where our weaknesses are. I expect this to be very, very far down. Where did we go? We're actually not that bad. I'm happy about that. On offense, we were able to reach 4,442 passing yards. This is a good value, not far away from teams that are above us. Rushing yards with 1,849 are also not bad either. We've got total offensive yards which are at 6,291, and total yards again are 7,700. Let me just check. The top team here are the Chiefs, as almost always. They have 5,300 pass yards and about as many rush yards as we have. So I think if we manage to get 1,000 more pass yards, we should be well underway here. Looking at defense, I fear that we might not be doing so well. In total, we allowed us around 6,200. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the Browns. Sorry, that was my last rebuild. I am looking for the Bears, and we are at the bottom. Okay. We allowed 7,100 yards. That's a lot. 4,800 pass yards. This is about as much as the teams above us. Even a bit better than the Panthers and the Bengals, which are above us. But the rush yards allowed, this really let us down. 2,200 is way too much. It's around 400 yards more than the other teams. If you subtract that, we would be at around 6,700 total. So definitely we need to stop the rush. That's one thing that we need to stop. Points allowed. QB sacks, that's a lot as well, 35. But not as many as we would like. Remember, defense sacks means how many times we were able to sack the other quarterback. So 35 is actually not that bad a number. But the total rush and the total pass, yeah, that was not helpful for us. Statistics-wise, the result was not as I hoped, of course, but not to worry. We've got a few more seasons ahead of us. We want to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. Looking at the team ranks, we can see that we need to improve on defense. I have a few ideas. Let's head to off-season now, renew contracts, and then we will start by surgically improving the squad as needed. Okay, we've got a few contracts that need re-signing. This will impact our draft and our salary capital, of course. Alright, let's go through them quickly. We've got Jalen Johnson, cornerback, 88 overall. Stardev, I want to keep him around. He's 24 years old. He's definitely a player for the future. Let's see if we can get him to stay with us. Alright, so Jalen Johnson is staying with us. That's a positive. Darnell Mooney, 25-year-old wide receiver. He has a Stardev right now. Giving him a long-term deal as well. I'm counting on him going up to Superstar Dev. He will be our leading figure in the wide receiver core. Cole Kmet, tight end. Stardev, 24 years old. Same story. I'm giving him a contract extension to 7 years. I want to make sure that he stays with us. But I'm being very cautious with handing out too much money. I don't wanna run into trouble later on. We've got Travis Gibson here, a left outside linebacker, 26 years old, 79 overall. I think that he's a good good player for the moment, and if I can get in someone better, then that's fine. Okay, Travis Gibson is going to test out free agency. Let's see if we need to franchise tag him later on. Justin Jones is our D tackle. He is 27 years old. I will give him a 5-year deal and just tack on a little bit of money to make sure he wants to stay. That's good. We've got Darrington Evans, halfback. He's a complimentary halfback. He's not our first halfback. Let's see. Thomas Graham Jr., cornerback, speed 90. He's got man coverage 64, zone coverage 79. Doesn't look too expensive. He's one of those players. He's 24 and absolutely not expensive. I will be giving him contract extension. I hope he picks it up. He did. That's great. Next up we have Sam Mustifer, 27 years old, our center at the moment, our main center. Here we go. Okay, so he has accepted the offer as well, that's great. Left edge. Michael Hecht has no face. That is a problem for me. Let me see if I can make a face appear. I simply hate it if players don't have faces. Alright, we were able to give Michael Hecht a face. He's a 70 overall, 25-year-old left edge. I will be giving him a contract extension now. Yes, players with no faces, that's a pet peeve of mine. I absolutely can't stand that. So this is why he is getting a deal now. Next up we've got cornerback Kendall Vildor, 25-70 overall. These players are not going to be cornerstones, but they will be important backup players for us. Alright, and the last two, I will not be re-signing those. It's Dakota Dozier, left guard, 32 years old, 61 overall, and Lucas Patrick, who's a right guard, 30 years old and 68 overall. Neither of them look to be worth it, despite not being expensive. I am torn a bit looking at Travis Gibson. I mean 26, 79, but I don't want to franchise tag him. That'll just be too expensive. And Darrington Evans. He's a 25-year-old halfback. Do I need him? I actually don't think so. I really don't think so. We have Montgomery as our halfback. We got in someone from the draft. I think I can save on that money. Okay, the next thing I will be doing before I head into the free agency week 1 of this 2022 off-season, I will be looking at our players and their contracts and their salaries. I would like to prepare for free agency and for next year's contract extension round. Got a done deal. Alright, that was easy. We're bringing Connor Williams at left guard instead of Whitehair, who's 31, so we are winning 5 years in age, and we are saving, I think, around 2 mil in cap space. Alright, so we've got a deal done again. We are sending Quinn, our right outside linebacker, to the Buccaneers. We are receiving also right outside linebacker Russell. He has a lower overall by 6, but we're saving 18 million in draft capital. So this is a huge improvement, and basically not much loss because he's the backup anyways. Alright, it's a done deal. We're receiving Chris Meredith, free safety from the Cowboys. We are sending Jackson to them, and we are clearing cap space. We now have around 100 mil in cap space. That's very, very positive. I like McIntyre here. Alright, so overall, I think we just got rid of most of our expensive contracts that only have short run times here. Justin Fields is one, but we'll have to bite the bullet. All the others, I'm looking here. Williams, this is one that we just signed, so no problem there. We will just be giving him a new contract next year. Let's see how that works. All the others aren't as crazily expensive. I think we really got rid of two that would be hurting us next year, whilst not losing too much in quality. Okay, we have no need at quarterback, so that's positive. We have no need at the halfback position. I'm very happy with David Montgomery here at 91 overall. This is really nice. Looking at the fullback, no need here. We've got Blasingame. Looking at our wide receiver core, we could think about maybe bringing in a younger wide receiver here to add to Mooney. Coulter is 24.73. I do think that he will be improving overall. We could stick with him unless there's really someone in here that's young and extremely great, looking from an improvement perspective. Comparing it with Coulter, who's 24.73. Of course, Terry McLaurin would be a great addition to the team. We've got AJ Brown here, and Marquise Brown as well. Darius Slayton, he's 26, so 2 years older, but almost 9 overall higher. Traquan Smith, Marcus Callaway, Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's the same age but better overall by 6. I think I will be going for Donovan Peoples-Jones. I like that he's young. He's not crazily expensive. At the moment we're the only bidder. Let's see if that works out for us. Tyler Johnson is also 25 years old, 78 overall. Let's take a look if we can bring him in. Same deal basically. Young wide receiver on a long-term deal. Then we'll be looking at a tight end. We do not need. We've got Kmet. That's great. Left tackle, we're well served with Jenkins. He will need a new contract next season, but apart from that, there's nobody here that's comparable at the moment. Yeah, everybody else is more expensive or lower ranked. What about this left guard? We just brought in Connor Williams. I will leave him. He should be moving into the 80s next season. At center, we will have to do something. All right, we've got Mitch Morris, we've got Nick Harris, Matt Paradis, and then we're at the same overall as Mustafa. So I think our only real plausible option would be Mitch Morris. He's 31. Let's give him a 2-year deal, but not at these numbers. I will be pushing those down. I will be lowballing him. I'm saying this right now. So off we go. 40 total points. Let's see. Okay, next up we've got right guard. We have Mays that we drafted. He's 72 overall, and looking at the free agents, all of these are not really far above him. So I think that we will simply be drafting someone. I could bring in another right guard just as a backup, but I would want him to be at least 26, so Olizameka Udo would be an option. Phil Haynes could also be an option. Yeah, I think I'll be going for Udo. I will be giving him a 4-year deal. He is supposed to be a backup and nothing more. So let's see if that does it. Alright, not completely. Let's push that up a bit. Right, 104 points. That should put us on top. No, it does not. Wow. All right. All right. All right, right tackle. We have Borom. Again, there's nobody in here that's really a massive improvement. Let's bring in Max Sharping as a backup. But again, nothing more. I am pushing down his desired salaries. At left edge, we need to do something. JJ Watt is out of the question. He's too old and too expensive. Taekwon Lewis, 28. Rasheem Green would be interesting, but there are too many bids in there already. Darrell Taylor, Lowry, Peter Gustin, 75 overall. It's about the same as Matt Hucht. It's a small gain. Porter Gustin is almost the same age, only a little higher in overall. But he's his scheme fit, so let's see if we can bring him in. Right, D-tackle. Well, we could try, but these are too expensive. I really don't want to go there. Yeah, I like Tommy Togi. I have used him in other career modes already. He's 23 years old. He is exactly what we are looking for. Basically, he's young, and we can put him on a long-term deal. He will improve, and he's a scheme fit, so that is very positive for us. And then we've got Marvin Wilson, 24 years old, 73, so already better than Tonga. Again, let's get him in. Right edge. We've got no players at right edge, so we need to do something here. This is important. All right, let's see who's here. We could go for AJ Apensa. He's not that expensive overall when compared to others, but I just don't really feel like handing out that much cash right now. I really want to save it for next year. Torrance Armstrong. All right, I have my eye on, where did he go? Bryce Huff. He's 25, 78 overall. I can give him a long-term deal. And he can stay with us and improve with us. And then I'm looking for a backup. And I'm simply going for a cheap one here. We will go for the next best younger player that I find here, Darrell Johnson Jr. 26. Maybe let's wait for the draft. Okay, so at left outside linebacker, we find our player Travis Gibson, who did not want to accept the contract that we offered him. But I will be going for someone else. I think I will be going for Jacob Phillips. He is slightly younger by 2 years and has a slightly lower overall, but this is really not even an issue. He does look a bit more expensive. Let's see if we can find a cheaper option maybe, but there's nobody here that is in a range that would really help me straight away. So let's go with Jacob Phillips. He's out of LSU. He is 24 years old, and I'm only handing him a bit more bonus than he's asking for. Mid linebacker, I think we're very well set with Smith and Morrow. No need to do something here. Right outside linebacker, we've got Aiden Kowalski, who I will be sticking with for the moment, and Russell, who should work well. Alex Highsmith would be tempting. He would be a great improvement, but he's just a bit too expensive at the moment. Cornerback, we've got Johnson and Shelley, 88 and 75. So all of these here are not really better than Johnson. It would be an improvement, of course, over Shelley. Maybe Michael Ojemudia would be interesting here. He's a scheme fit as well. And he doesn't even look as expensive. Now, there are a lot of bids in here for him, so this could turn out to be an all-out bidding war, but we take the top position. Let's see what happens here. Free safety, we brought in Meredith, a star dev, so I'm happy with that. I just want to have a backup for him. Let's see if we can bring in someone on the cheap. Roderick Teamer Jr. He's a scheme fit, 74. Doesn't look all that expensive. 86. Let's see if we can go one lower. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. 24. Kenny Robinson Jr. He will be receiving a 7-year deal, pushing up those numbers a little bit. 98 points, that should do. Alright, strong safety, we've got McIntyre. I need someone in addition to him just to be on the safe side. Really looking for another deal again. These are all quite old. Josh Metellus would be interesting. So we're handing an offer to Tease Tabor. He is a 70 overall. He's 26 years old and he will slot in behind McIntyre. This is okay for me. We have no kicker at the moment, so we need to get one. I want to get someone that will be with us for quite some time. These kickers really can go on until they are pretty old. I will be going with Joey Sly this time around, and I will not be adding anything to the salary and bonus he asks for. He's pretty far down in the list, so let's see if anyone's even interested. As for punter, we have Winslow. He's 29 and a 69 overall. This is not exactly what I'm looking for. What about Blake Gillikin? He has no face right now, but I will be signing him anyways, and I will be giving him a face later on. But he's just too good to ignore here. A 25-year-old, 80 overall punter. And punts, you know, they're not the main thing in the game, but they can be helpful. Alright, let's do a quick recap. We have put out offers for Mitch Morse as a starting center, for Michael Ojemudia as a starting corner next to Johnson, for Blake Gillikin as a starting punter, Donovan Peoples-Jones as a wide receiver 2, I think, for Tyler Johnson as a backup wide receiver 1, if my mind is set correctly. Right edge starter Bryce Huff is the offer. Left outside linebacker Jacob Phillips, he would be a starter as well. An offer out for D-tackle Tommy Togiai, a future prospect, but better than Tonga straight away. Left edge Porter Gustin, he's a starter again, slotting it in above Högt. Kicker Joey Sly, he's a starter. D-tackle Marvin Wilson, prospect for the future, but still better than Tonga right now. Looking to sign Kenny Robinson Jr., a free safety. He should be working well behind Meredith. Right tackle Max Sharping, he's a backup for Borum. And finally, strong safety Tees Tabor, he's a backup for McIntyre. Okay, we can see a long list of accepted contracts. That's very nice. We have signed a left outside linebacker, a left edge, a punter, a D-tackle, wide receiver, another D-tackle, a kicker, a free safety, a cornerback, a wide receiver, and a right edge. Let me just head back in and check if we need to improve any of the offers or if all of our offers have been accepted anyways. Alright, so we've been outbid for Mitch Morse, for Max Sharping, and Tees Tabor is still on the fence obviously about signing. I think we will need to do something different here. I do not want to start a bidding war. This is of no use at the moment. So I'm taking back these two offers here, and let's see if we can find another center. Alright, Mitch Morris, no way. Matt Paradis, he's 74, so this is no real gain. The same goes for all of these other ones. Is there anybody in here that I could sign? That's a prospect for the future. We could go for Chris Tramer, 68 overall, 24. He is a scheme fit, so maybe he will be improving. Okay. And the other one was a right tackle, if I remember it correctly. We can see Bulaga is here. Max Sharping was 27. This is what I liked. Ike Butker is here. Okay. Fred Johnson. What about Fred Johnson? Do we like Fred Johnson? I think we like Fred Johnson. Alright, let's sign him up straight away. 5-year deal. Let's just put on a bit of money here. And off we go, 96 points. I think that should do. Something that caught my mind is that there's nobody really bidding for Terry McLaurin here, which is strange. So I will do the following. I will be slapping in a cheeky lowballing offer here. I just need to get a few points. Anything except for 0. Alright, so this is not what I wanted. Let's just see if we can push this a bit into the right direction. Obviously, he is a fantastic player. We would need to really push our salary cap, which I do not want to do, to be honest. Alright, let's see if this is enough. Alright, we have 34 points, so obviously this is way below anything that he would really like, but the bar is orange, and this means that he at least considers it. So if there are no other offers coming in, we might even sign Terry McLaurin on a cheap here. Alright, so we have a rejection by Kramer here, the center. I think we will just cover that in the draft. We have signed a right tackle and a strong safety. Let's forward one more week. Alright, let's do a quick draft recap. We have signed Luke Whippler in the first round with our pick number 9. We did trade down from the second spot for a first round and a second round pick. He is a hidden depth trait, 21 years old, out of Ohio State. His ratings are really great. I like his core attributes a lot. And yeah, he's already looking really good. Agility, speed, acceleration are all great for a center. I was looking for someone in the free agency pool. Actually, I'm happy I didn't find anyone, because I think that Luke might be the guy for the future. Let's head on to Doug Nestor. Right guard out of West Virginia, also hidden depth trait. He has a 69 overall. This seems a bit low, but when you look at his ratings, I really like what I'm seeing. Strength is great, lead block is great, impact blocking is great. He's got great acceleration, stamina and toughness. So this is all important for a right guard. I'm happy that we got him at the second pick in the second round. We picked up right tackle Warren McClendon, 22 from Georgia, 70 overall, also hidden depth trait. Again, great strength, great stamina, great toughness, impact blocking is great, lead block is great, and all of the other attributes will turn into green attributes over time. So in addition to that, he's also a scheme fit, so development will be quick. Third round pick was Jamal McKinley, a left outside linebacker, 22 out of Clemson. He is an addition to our left outside linebacker. Halfback Max Sims was picked up in the fourth round, 21 rookie from Duke, 71 overall. Fifth round pick was Alonzo Acosta, 68 overall, D tackle out of Pittsburgh. So I really like the way that his gloves were orange there. Nate Hayes, left outside linebacker, is 64 overall, rookie out of Ferris State, normal depth trait. Again, we're just filling up positions here to have a bit of depth. And then finally we've got corner Max Sampson, 62 overall, out of Ohio State. Okay, so the draft has concluded, and I am sorting through the roster a bit at the moment. I am dragging all of these hidden depth traits up. Nobody's really that much worse than the one player that was there before, and I'm keen to find out what depth traits are hidden here. If it's star dev, that would be fantastic, meaning that we would have quicker development here. If they turn out to be normal depth trait, I can always switch them back. On defense, nothing much has changed. We still have Aiden Kowalski at right outside linebacker. The left outside linebacker picks weren't that much better than our current selection. We do have a superstar in here at mid linebacker 1. It's Smith with a 96 overall, and Morrow over here is the second mid linebacker. Here's Meredith, who went up to a star dev, so that's great. Our corners are star devs as well. We have Johnson at 88 and Ojemudia, who we brought in at free agency. We have Gustin, and we have Bryce Huff, also out of free agency. All right, in special teams, we can see Blake Gillikin, who I've given a face. I just imagine that a Blake Gillikin would look like this. Here we've got Jake Sly, our kicker. And apart from that, everything is set and we are ready to go for the next season. We're heading into the 2023 season with this roster. We are back at the 2023 mid-season point. The Bears are in third position with 3-3. The Lions are worse off than us. They are at 1-6. So this means we are doing better in the NFC North at the moment. The Packers are leading it, of course, with 5-2. Their team overalls simply show that they have a better team overall. I'm happy with the progress. It does look like we are improving a bit. Let's take a look at the scores. So we had two losses that were very, very close here. I mean, this is a field goal, and this is one score. These wins were all within one touchdown, more or less. This is one field goal by week, and then a loss against the Eagles, which was a bit more clear. It's 19 points difference. But if these losses are anything to go by, then we are heading in the right direction. And I am looking forward to the second part I'm looking forward to the second part of this season now. Let's take a look at the squad, if there are any changes there or if hidden dev traits have shown themselves. No, alright, no hidden dev traits. Luke Whippler has been pushed down again, not sure why. Let's do a quick check. Alright, 284 downs played, so around 220 more needed. Doug Nestor, we're very close to finding out, only 9 more plays. Warren McClendon, the same, 7 more plays, and we'll know what his hidden dev trait is. This is very positive. All the other positions are looking good. What's going on here? Jenkins is injured. Alright. Not exactly what I like to see, but okay. So Ismail is filling in here. This is good. Justin Fields has gone up to an 87. I do feel like he will be getting a superstar dev trait pretty quickly. Alright, looking at our wide receiver core, this is looking good as well. We've got Donovan Peoples-Jones over here. He improved by 2, I think. Our offense went up. This is good. Defense has stayed the same. Yeah, no surprises here. Nobody has gone up that much. I did upgrade the players, but you know, the normal dev traits simply develop slower in comparison to the star dev traits. So this is definitely something to be aware of. And Johnson is injured, our second cornerback. This will not be beneficial heading into the second half of the season. Nevertheless, let's go and let's see if we can't make the playoffs. And if we do make the playoffs, then anything is possible. At the end of the 2023 season, we have finished at the second spot in the NFC North. We are at 8-9, 8 wins, 9 losses. Let's take a quick look at the schedule, how that turned out to be, and what our results were. So remember, we started off the season with 2 losses that were pretty close. Then we had 3 wins against the Lions, the Vikings, the Buccaneers. We had bye week and we lost against the Eagles. After that, we lost against the Packers. That was a bit to be expected. Against the Seahawks, but then we scored 2 wins against the Steelers and the Raiders. We lost against the Lions, which is interesting because they're the last in the league, but never mind. Then we lost against the Vikings. We scored well against the Broncos. 10 points difference here. We lost badly against the Falcons and the Panthers. Then we won against the Packers. All right, that's a success. And finally, we had an absolute blowout against the Saints in a 42-3 game. I don't know what happened here, but we had a very, very productive offense. Let's see, kick return yards. All right, we suffered no turnovers. All right, so that must have added to the score. The second half must have been insane with 3 touchdowns, and after that, in every half we scored. That was great. And the Saints only managed to get on the board in the third quarter. Must have been a field goal. Interesting, very interesting. All right, nevertheless, I will take that. And we are heading to postseason, where we will be playing the 49ers in a wildcard round. Okay, I noticed I have a lot of staff points up there. I will now be upgrading my coaches. Alright, I think I will be ending this first part of this realistic rebuild with the Chicago Bears right here and right now. I will be picking up right here in the next episode, when we take on the San Francisco 49ers. I hope you liked this episode so far. I hope you like this format, these realistic rebuilds, where I just walk along, follow along with the team, rebuild it until we get into the Super Bowl and win it. But it's more a laid-back experience in comparison to the quick and dirty rebuilds that really focus on just cramping everything into one episode. So yeah, as always, if you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. This always helps the channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.